Good evening, everyone. We're back with the 27th episode of the Exile and a hair-raising confrontation with the foe. So presently the foe has got 4 wounds, 2 of them unstanchable. We've got an assassin that we're up against, so we're able to sort of employ the sea and heights as tools against them. We've sent some money off to Baghdad, but at this point things have gone in our favor for the last little while, so we are continuing to push our advantage against them. Even when I can't see him, I know he's still there. He'll attack at any moment. Okay, Dominicus is available again. Again, I gotta make the most of the opportunities I have, so even though I'll use the heights against the assassin. And my foe is striking, so here we'll use the faith. I wonder if cats will work against the foe. He's avoided my attack. I thought I taught you better than that. As I long suspected, my foe's upbringing has left its mark. He's not a believer, but he's bound by respect for the forms of faith. Okay. Let's renew the sea. Gotta be a little careful with my moves here. Hit with Betty's blade next. I'll experiment with the cats because it would be good to know. Guttural chuckle. Chuckle. Here, kitten. Here. Alright, so I'm gonna get the vitality for that wound right away because I may need to use my lore soon anyway. Bastard's still damnably strong. Alright, so we don't have any defenses against the foe, right? Well, sorry, not entirely true. But I need to be careful. Wounded him. Don't think that will stop me. I can't see him, I know he's there. He'll attack at any moment. Alright. 5 wounds, 3 unstaunchable. Boy, that's nerve-wracking to see that tick up. I think we hit him. We fired the Lion Hunter's rifle immediately. Lops my pursuer in the forts. Alright. Even when I can't see him, I know he's there. He'll attack at any moment. So, vitality for my wound. There it is. Alright. So we will use Eberel, the ragged sword. So the reason for that is this is indestructible. I wounded him. Don't think that will stop me. We've got him. No, we're gonna hold it. I called off his attack. I know for sure that I've won this now. Oh man, that was the last shot with the Lionsmith's rifle as well. That's a nice little touch. Okay, let's keep reconnoitering Istanbul. So we'll use the heights against the assassin. We may still need other methods, but... Okay, we strike with Betty's blade, and we use the mysteries of force to guarantee the hit. He never taught me this. In the crowd. It's too familiar. The more traces on the board, the more quickly your pursuers will be able to move against you. And amazingly, we got a Course of the Heart. A bloody victory. My foe's body is pierced with 7 wounds, as a city wall might be pierced with 7 gates, and every wound has ceased to bleed. His heart lies trembling in my bloodied hand. He's dead. It's almost over. My own wounds will strengthen to scars. With any luck, my other pursuers will fall to squabbling over the foe's territory, leaving me here alone. We don't even need to use the corpse. Alright. How many times did this heart beat? How many of those beats were stolen from another? It is withering now. This is safety from pursuit. You won't see a reckoner pursuit while this is on the board, and proof. With the right papers, you can prove anything. So, now of course we just consider about what we want to do. This probably also means that the playthrough is going to be a little less exciting than it might have been before. Because of course now what our pursuit is going to be is 30 comfort, and we currently have 4. But there are a couple things that I can try now. So we'll use a year to get the official connection. So I kind of want to see what the import license does. We don't really need the cash, but this is a chance for me to experiment a little bit. We will still go to Baghdad, but we'll go to Baghdad knowing that we want to move to the next place right away. I'm also going to... Oh no, we've got another client warehouse, so... Use the official connection. If I do this the right way, lucky then that I have the connections to do it the fast way. We don't need to worry about these details. Not among friends. Okay, so we do need a warehouse. I'll actually get the expiring one first, because then I can get a second one. Hey, and I got a sunset. Okay, so what we do with this, we'll take our import license, we will take the warehouse and C, run an import business, and everything's legal. So legal, it's a little unnerving. Reasonably safe way to generate cash. Lantern aspect cards are often useful when running an import business. Okay, so Faith will help me out there. They want Lantern or Heart, interestingly enough. This Lantern doesn't give me enough, so Sunset won't help me either. Okay, so we add the pages. I don't think there's much else we can do with that. Oh no, Trace, whatever will I do? Sorry, I've gotten way too smug over, over that win. The operation continues, my import business is still running. Sign here. addressing this challenge with lantern, it will increase effectiveness. So I can, of course, add the quiet warehouse for the forge. Actually, we will, because I can extend the faith that way. Yeah, it's not looking like there's too much in terms of excitement to buy. I guess we can keep making money from the sea. We need 12 lantern for this, so I'm actually short the 1. Unless I can find some lantern somewhere. You read my mind! Alright. We should maybe try and see if we can find a use for this Reckoner corpse. Operations complete. Bring me the ledgers. Subtlety wasn't my priority here. You achieved 1 subtlety. There is a serious... Oh, okay. That's what happens with lots of lantern, I guess. Got good value for my years. We didn't spend any years on that. $6 cash. Okay, that is really good to know for the future. I don't think I'm gonna... I think we'll just sell the warehouses and call it a day. But I'm kind of happy to know that the import business is worth so much. I mean, you need to spend the official connection for it. It's not like completely, it's not completely free, but still, it actually looks like it's, if you've got your lantern, it actually looks like it's better than, oh, sorry, I guess I said that was the last one I was going to do. Well, we still need to sell the warehouse, so. But yeah, anyway, sorry. Long story short, for a cost of 1 year, that's a really good one. Okay, once we finish selling the warehouses, we'll finish it in Istanbul. Okay, so we've got 10 cash plus what we sent off to Baghdad. I don't think there's anything else for us to pick up, or to sell rather. So at this point, we will depart for Baghdad. We'll probably wind up skipping Baghdad outright just because I don't think there's a whole lot in the troubled region for me. But we'll see. I mean, we can kind of explore the city. Again, we've got all the time that we want to be able to do stuff. In fact, the Reckoner corpse is pretty much gone because of the time it'll take me to pack everything up. So the bigger worry I have is actually what this means for the playthrough, because obviously not having the foe coming after you is a... it removes all of the urgency. Which I realize at this point, really, this is a question of going from city to city trying to find things to spend my money on. The good news is secluded villas are very expensive but have a lot of comfort, so that'll probably be where I go, you know, where I go with the cash in the end. We'll see. Percy Styles is waiting for me at the station. His hair is still an absurd frizz, but it's whitened with age. He looks more than ever like a merry, dissolute bishop. Dashed good timing, he said, pumping my hand. Got a chance here for a spot of mutual back scratching. Alright, let's pick up the money from the post office. Baghdad, baking heat, dusty orange trees, tiled and genteel decay. The Ottomans did not favor Baghdad. Now the British have imported a Syrian puppet king and alternate between building hospitals and bombing the locals into bloody compliance. The city is probably due for another rebellion any day now. Ah, well, we have an opportunity to do something. There's a nasty sort of power stirring up in the mountains, sealed away under the earth for years. But there was an earthquake, a big hole opened up. Bureau tells me that there's something weapony there, and I'll be honest, I'd rather you had it than any of the local troublemakers. Alright, let's start with knock. I don't have any wounds to speak of, so... We'll reconnoiter. I suppose I should find the destination as well. I could start sending the money out. But again, we don't have the urgency that we did before, so... Alright, the busy night lies ahead. Complication. A lot of passes going up there have been blocked. You'll need to find a road or make one. I try to get you explosives, but the Bureau side doesn't like them, and the Army side doesn't like me. Okay, so we need as much heart as we can throw at this, and unfortunately it's not going to be enough. Neither will the Adept's powder. Oh, but Eberel will be. I probably shouldn't be buying this because it doesn't give me comfort, but... A pinch of this goes up like lightning-struck thermite. Alright, where's Baghdad? Alright, we're sending the discreet messages. I've used ingenuity. We're not worried about the Hermitage of the Scythe. Map's Edge probably doesn't make any sense for me to go to at this point. Another complication. What now? There's a Grail Adept already camped out near the site. You'll need to be ready for her tricks. So 10 Moth or 10 Grail. We've got 2 Grail right now, no Moth. So unfortunately, we're in the similar case to where I was before. So I can add Zulfia, but not enough Moth. And Mashad, a very old poet, and Mashad has long been a favorite customer of mine. She'll certainly offer me hospitality. Okay, well, we'll reconnoiter while we can. Looks like we're going to need another attempt on the location. Actually, let's not consume Zulfia. We know we're going to fail it, so we can just leave that be for the next one. Okay, so I am going to need to wait for Eberel to be made available, because otherwise I won't have the floor. Well, we're close, but yeah, at this point, I don't think it hurts to just get the number where it needs to be. And kind of as expected, there's not a whole lot for us to do here. Now, as it turns out, this would have been a good place to fight the foe anyway. I wonder, just based on the traits that come up, I wonder if the way that Exile works, there are actually regions that are better to fight the foe in, depending on who they are. So, you know, in our particular case, fighting them in the Middle East seemed to work rather well. Let's start by adding... I'll add the item first. I'm not 100% sure why, but it makes me feel happy. Trembling heat doesn't count for much here, but we only need a little. If I wanted to cause trouble, I could show what happens when you mess around with the rebellions, but again, I'm not sure that really does anything for me. I've used trickery, so we'll see what the third task is. Nearly there. Right, that power itself, that thing under the earth, the Bureau says it started as a lesser tendril of the Seven Coiled. Old god, you see? The god flesh starts to rot and something else starts to breed in it. What they call worms. I'd watch yourself. Fair warning. Alright. So the challenge here is I don't think we have enough edge. Oh, what am I saying? I have enough edge. Violence is a solution. I've used force. That was actually a really difficult one. I'm kind of glad we're not being pursued. I am curious if I'd used Betty's blade. Yeah, that would have worked as well. But Mysteries of Force does not take a very long time to restore, so we'll start with that. Okay, and again, lots of connections. Really don't quite see the need to follow through on any of these. Surprise! This is what I came for. Okay, and Imhulane Tectrix. This doesn't look like much, but at its touch, flesh perishes. Perhaps it really is a last fragment of the weapon that slew the Seven Coiled from within. Jesus. I mean, none of this stuff gives me comfort, but man, given how violent we were on our way here, like on our way to this path, I don't think it's out of character for this this person to have so many weapons in one place. Okay, so I guess the question comes down to, like, what do I want to try and do with this official... Okay, hang on. So if I give him money, possibilities. I can ask my contact to look out for opportunities. They'll need their expenses covered, of course. This will create an opportunity to purchase either a medical license or an import license. But does it burn the official connection, I guess is the question. I don't really feel like I have any other opportunities here, but it would be a shame not to use the official connection. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's take the Quiet Warehouse. So we can buy that up. If it turns out to be a medical license, that's just going to be sadness, but... Like, there really isn't that much left for me in Baghdad. Oh, hang on. Okay, that's all well and good for me to try and get the import license. It does also consume the official opportunities. That's actually... I feel like that's a pretty bad trade-off. So we'll sell this asset for cash. We actually haven't seen the sea either, so I also don't think we're going to. Why did I think I could get an import? I'm sure I had my reasons. Alright. Let's get out of here. Wasted enough money. So we'll reconnoiter while we can, just because there's, there's no harm in it. But in this case, I'm really just hoping for a location that will allow me to retire in peace. It is kind of funny, right? A character who's defined themselves so much with this conflict with the foe and like essentially chose violence at every single opportunity. I don't think I'll buy we haven't been using the Adept's Powder already, so. You know, now that the foe is dead, they don't really know what to do with themselves. Which is, again, not exactly where I was planning for this story to go, but it's a neat one. The biggest thing, though, is that I know the endings that I've gotten for this. Obviously, I mean, there were some opportunities I had to pursue a slightly different one, but my big thing right now is just to ensure a certain level of comfort, because I'm pretty sure I don't have that many of the comfort ones. And yeah, I just wound up sort of taking out the foe a lot earlier than I was expecting. Mind you, we also wound up with some good weapons very early in this playthrough, so it's hard to say that this was the wrong way of going about it. My friend is retired to a village outside Mashhad because she was of the old religion when she fell ill. She had gone to Bazir Fire Temple to seek healing. She died before sunset. By the time I arrived, they had already taken her body to the tower for excarnation. Alright, so I start with grief. But some obscurity. So as always, we look for a place to go first, then we'll see what opportunities exist in the city. Tiger's Nest. High in the abode of eternal snows, a monastery of the diamond vehicle clings improbably to a cliff face, like flowers on lichen. Okay, we're getting close to the end of our time. Alright, Samarkand, so we do have a place where we can go. Although it's troubled, so it may not be worth it. I might even consider another location, but let's start by seeing what we can do in Mashhad. But yeah, I am going to see this through to a proper ending, but I will just caution some of you who may not necessarily enjoy. It actually occurs to me that I've not been describing as much because I've been playing a little more mechanically, but also I kind of feel like it's been because the circumstances under which I'm recording as much as anything. So I'm going to try and do a slightly better job of explaining the way I'm thinking through the city. Obviously, I don't have the same time pressure that I would in a different, you know, when being pursued by the foe. But I do, again, one, I want to get a proper ending, and number two, I do specifically want to get an ending that I don't already have an achievement for. So this does mean that there's going to be a little bit of juggling around. I say this partly just because I remember there was one of the Bright Young Thing videos, I think, and there's somebody who was complaining about the fact that it was like, oh, it was like half of it was a bunch of BS, and it's like, well, you're like 20 episodes in on a video, or on a series of Cultist Simulator. That is kind of my thing. But it is kind of fair to say at this point I have a very specific objective that I'm going for, and you probably will notice, even though I'm in a city, well, I guess it's an obscurity one, so there may be fewer opportunities here. But yeah, as you can see, like, it's not necessarily the easiest thing for me to find things that will increase my comfort. So in the case of Samarkand, that's not going to be great. Yeah, I suspect a remote location's probably not going to have that much going for it, to be honest. But yeah, the intention's essentially going to be I'll try and get the maximum amount of comfort through buildings. But one of the reasons why I'm actually taking some time to go through these different locations and sort of cycle through them quite a bit, it's so that I can see whether or not there's any like items that I can buy. So like this is a great example here, right? A secluded villa. Why not take the opportunity to buy a secluded villa? It helps me with the cash, first of all. It also raises my comfort, so while we're working the secluded villa, I can see if I can buy another one. I mean, I have a finite number of years. I suppose I should be a little worried about that. But actually, don't add the curio, add the tranquility. Sherwar Stone. My poet friend told me the story of this place, that in the days when the sky was a polished roof of hardest stone, the lionsmith struck it with his hammer so that this great rock would fall to earth. It looks to me like a Tainite meteorite, but that doesn't mean her story wasn't true. And that's why I try not to think too hard about the histories. Maybe one of the things that I can actually start doing as we I'll buy the grand townhouse, but when I have the money to do so. Maybe one of the things that I can do is when they start talking about lore stuff or like location stuff, maybe we can look up a few of those details. I'll run this thing to the end of the hard operation. See you next year. My works are written in the wall. Here we can at least buy the grand townhouse now. Doesn't really do anything for me. Obviously, we want to be buying all secluded villas as much as possible, but it does give me a little extra heart to work with on the future. What was I going to say? It helps me work out future events. So this tranquility will give me 4 heart, so this is like having a permanent 4 tranquility. But you've been very patient with me, so just again, we were able to take out the foe, which is nice. We got the trophy of my foe, but I am really trying to push for the comfort. We did actually lose a mission, a run, pursuing comfort, so it would be weird to have this wonderful opportunity here to actually take my time and get maximum comfort, only to sort of toss it away. So what I'll maybe do here is I will get my cash up to something around 30, just so I have the option of buying up all the stuff that I want for comfort. Usually it seems to be a 1-for-1. And once I have that, it doesn't mean that maybe my travels are going to take a while, but once I have that in hand, maybe what I can consider is maybe we just move from city to city until, I don't know, I find what I'm looking for. I don't know, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense on its own, but we'll figure it out. Anyways, I am done for this run, so thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.